Call my nuts the ultimate life form. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. Today and only today, that's right, we are here to talk a little bit about Shadow the Hedgehog. Not the game, but the character himself. You know, what's been going on with him, what's really popping, what's happening, how he's about to grow and evolve and become something way bigger than he already was. And let's see what's going on with this world. Listen, I don't really need to introduce this character. I mean, he is the ultimate life form. It's crazy how popular Shadow the Hedgehog is in general. I mean, like, this is a character that was supposed to be dead after SA2 and not supposed to show up, but here he is living about and still around these days. Now, I will say, right, it's been a while since Shadow has had the spotlight, right? I mean, if I was really thinking about it, the last time Shadow had a major role in a game was what, Sonic 06, literally, where he had his own full campaign. I mean, he used to just be part of the core games, you know, for a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't too long. I mean, you had SA2, obviously, where he got introduced. You have games like Sonic Heroes where he's in the mix, and then you have a game like Sonic 06 where he's also a main character. You know, you get other games where, you know, he shows up in Sonic and the Black Knight and little cameos in some other stuff for the racing games and all that, but really the major appearances stopped there. He did make an appearance in Sonic Forces in a DLC episode, so I'll give him that. It was kind of cool there. He did kick Infinite's ass, which is deserved, and we got that fantastic scene.
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
But yeah, he doesn't really show up in Generations besides being a boss fight. He's not really in Lost World. So it's been a while since he's really been relevant. It was even Sonic Frontiers. So where's our boy at and what's going on with him? I even forgot to mention Sonic Boom, which is one of his biggest character letdowns, where he is just like, well, I'm here to destroy you, Sonic. Wah. Not only that, but people don't necessarily like how he's been portrayed in the new IDW comics. He's a bit sort of like edgelord. He's sort of to the side, not really a main plot character. So what happened to this character that really felt like he was the second face of the franchise alongside Sonic, which he still is in a lot of ways, which is kind of crazy. I mean, let's talk game-wise. First of all, I think a game like Shadow the Hedgehog will never see the light of day again. You know, I don't think we're ever again gonna get an M-rated Sonic game. I don't even think they'll ever remaster this game or anything, because I don't think they want to be associated with the guns and the weapons and all of this stuff. Again, maybe movie 3 will include that and we'll get to that, but I think that game is sort of a relic of its time. But it's not impossible for a character like Shadow to get his own game. I mean, he's such a popular character that a quality good Shadow the Hedgehog game could sell a lot of copies if done right. So I would love to see that explored again. You know, they don't necessarily have to go the hero and dark and neutral route that they did with that game, but something like that would be really cool. Or again, just a level by level well done Shadow game. You know, he could just use chaos control and his more action oriented moveset, sort of like Sonic has in Sonic Frontiers. That would be fire. But yeah, give me more Shadow the Hedgehog in general as a game series, please, and even have him in the 2D games. Why not? Like, we had the Sonic Advance games where we had a lot of side characters. Put him in a new modern 2D game. I'd love to see him skating around. We've seen a ton of cool mods where Shadow's been included in, so come on, put him in something. Now let's talk about Sonic Prime, because as we all know, right, a few screenshots recently showed up about the next part of Sonic Prime, where he's clearly going to be a main focus. And in general, it was cool about Sonic Prime was seeing Shadow in the spotlight again. I mean, we see very early on he's very involved with Sonic. He's fighting him and he's telling him what the fuck is wrong with you. And then we see the season finale spoilers for Sonic Prime that, you know, he was just floating in space. He's like, you fucked up everything, right? But it's very clear that Shadow the Hedgehog is going to play a very important part in this next part of Sonic Prime. I'm thinking the cool idea I had was that it's sort of gonna be like a buddy cop scenario, you know, where maybe, you know, it's good cop, bad cop with Sonic and Shadow, and they're trying to figure out how to fix the Shadowverse and how to get the world back. But either way, again, we only have a few screenshots, not showing too much, but it's very clear that they're gonna have some sort of dynamic and that they're gonna work together, which is good, because like I said, it's been so long since Sonic and Shadow have even worked together, let alone, you know, have Shadow be a major role in a series again. So thank you for Prime for giving us that. Next up, of course, we have Sonic Movie 3. This is such a big deal because Sonic Movie 2, as you all know, post-credit scene, Shadow the Hedgehog, we all flipped out, and man, there is so much potential for Sonic Movie 3. I mean, if we think about it, it's going to be a big adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2 in a lot of ways. Obviously, they're going to have their twists and turns, but that's going to be such a major moment for that character. I mean, if Shadow's already big, just Could you imagine what's gonna happen when we see the first promo poster with Shadow the Hedgehog in it, or find out who the voice actor is, and even see a scene with it, or him fighting Sonic? The idea of Super Sonic and Super Shadow working together on the big screen, there's so much potential here, but there's also a lot of fears, right? You know, how are they gonna handle this character? You know, how are they gonna handle Maria's death, which is a big part of why this character is the way he is. You know, there's ways they could portray Maria dying. You know, it's not like kids dying or characters dying is not possible in movies made for all ages, but I do think that is a core part of the story that needs to happen, and I wonder how he's going to be used. You know, we know he's locked up, what's it called, as Project Shadow, and I wonder how he's going to be revealed. You know, is he going to be working for the military? Is he going to be working for Eggman? Like, there's so many ways they can handle it, but either way, Shadow's about to have a major role there, and again, just contributing to just the future of this character getting back into the spotlight, and I wonder how they're going to handle him. You know, would they kill him off at the end of this movie, or is he too popular to die and he goes and does something else? Is he going to work with Sonic by the end of it? Is he going to remain the villain of the entire movie? I don't really know, but I hope they handle it well, because this is a character that is so fucking cool and so important to the series that you need to keep him badass, you need to keep him cool, you don't need to do too many joke type things with him, and you need to keep his story well done, because it really is a fucking cool story, especially in Sonic Adventure 2. As of right now for the games, we don't really know what's going on. Like I said, in Sonic Forces, that's the latest in the timeline he's ever been. We don't really see any of them in Sonic Frontiers. The most you get is on Chaos Island. I think Sonic has a line, you know, one of his throwaway lines where he's like, man, I could really use Shadow's help right about now. So nothing too crazy in that sense. He just mentions him, so we know he's alive, I guess, but doesn't really tell us anything, and he doesn't look like he's in the pipeline for any of the DLC for Sonic Frontiers. So I'm wondering if maybe he's gonna play a major role in, you know, Sonic Frontiers 2 or whatever the next game is, because if they're giving him this major role in Prime and he's about to have a big revival in the movies, I feel like you've got to do something with this character in the game. So whether he's a second main character in, you know, Sonic Frontiers 2, whether they give him a new spin-off game, or obviously a big one is remaking the adventure games and having obviously one of the stars of the show there, Shadow the Hedgehog, have a Prime game in the spotlight. You know, we know Sonic Movie 3 is going to be in 2024, sadly not this year, so there's a lot of time for them to work on a potential SA2 remake or some project involving Shadow the Hedgehog, and I'm very excited to see what they end up doing, what they end up trying with this character. Because like I said, right, this is a cool character, right? He's been sort of shafted the past few years, you know, as a very sort of, I'm the edgy, like, brooding guy, and you can't really work with me, Sonic, and all this stuff. Whereas he is a character, you know, that's been hurt a lot. He's very quiet and reserved because he's been through a lot. You know, he's an anti-hero. You know, he does shit, but he's not totally evil, you know, and that's what's always been interesting and awesome about Shadow. And how are they gonna handle his team? What's going on with Team Dark? You know, how are Rouge and what's called Shadow working in you know, the series now, or Omega? Is it Omega or it's a different robot? I always forget which robot it is. But yeah, so either way, very excited to see what the future has in store for our boy Shadow the Hedgehog. Let me know what you guys want to see the most with this character. What are you most excited for? His prime big role, his debut in Sonic Movie 3, or something potentially new with him? Let me know, and of course I'll see you all next time. Peace out.